Good morning guys, and welcome to our final day in Hanoi and our final day in Vietnam. We are catching a 24-hour bus to Laos this evening, and in the meantime we're just killing time until then. Going to have a wander around the city, exchange some money to get some kit for Laos, and generally chill out. We haven't really done anything for the past 24 hours because all three of us have been ill. I was nowhere near as bad as Max and Patricia, who both shit themselves. But I didn't, so I was alright. Those guys both shat themselves. I don't know if I put that on film.
Yeah, you should, it's funny.
So yesterday was a complete write-off and we didn't really do anything because all three of us were recovering. I wasn't as bad as I said as those guys, but we're all still feeling a little bit shady today, and we've got to get a 24-hour bus to Laos. So I'll show you a little bit of Hanoi today, depending on what we go and do, and then obviously I'll film the bus journey because I imagine it's going to be an absolute hell ride. So you might be in for a bit of a treat when it comes to watching us suffer on a 24-hour bus. So yeah, let's see what we get up to. Guys, so we're just down by the lake in Hanoi Old Quarter, and it seems that they kind of shut off all of the traffic around the lake on a Sunday, which is pretty nice. So you can walk pretty freely all around the lake. The lake is just over there, and it's really quite nice. And we're just going to for a wander, just really to kill some time before our bus, because our bus doesn't leave till about 5-6 o'clock. It's Vietnamese time, so I've got no idea when it actually leaves, but sometime around between 5 and 6, I guess. So we're just going to go for a little wander around the town, and I'll kind of film what we get up to. Guys, we just met a really nice kid called Hong, who was practicing his English down by the lake. And it happens quite often in Vietnam when you're walking around some touristy areas. Quite often students approach you and ask if they can spend sort of 5-10 minutes speaking with you and practicing their English. And he was a really nice kid. He takes photographs as a hobby, so he took a couple of photographs of us, added me on Facebook and said he'd send me the photographs. So I filmed some of the conversation, which is probably what you just saw. We're going to carry on walking around, killing time until our 24-hour bus to Laos, and see what else we find. Guys, this is a goodbye from Vietnam. Just got on the bus to Laos, although this bus is taking us to the bus station. As you can see, it is rammed full of people, and we're going to get on this bus and then get to the bus station and then get on the sleeper bus to Laos. So I'll take you guys on the journey as always, and fingers crossed the bus to Laos is not that bad. Guys, this is our home for the next 24 hours. So guys, this bus ride has descended into some kind of sick joke. We stop every hour for no apparent reason, and then they kick you off the bus and lock you out of the bus, and you have to wait for the driver to be finished doing whatever the fuck he's doing. 24 hours in these conditions is pretty rough. I would definitely not recommend getting a sleeper bus from Hanoi to Laos. Spend more money, get a flight, or do something different, because this is a bit of a sick joke. Guys, so it's about 6 in the morning and we have made it to the border. We are now walking about half a mile to the immigration stamp office, where we get our stamps. The bus is pretty horrific, but it's amazing what sleeping pills will do. Luckily, so luckily, we went to the pharmacy just before we got on this bus and got some sleeping pills, and we took kind of a couple each, and they knocked us out for about 6 hours. So I'm feeling surprisingly alright considering the conditions of the bus. But we are now at the border, surrounded by buses and people, and we've got to basically figure out what the fuck we're doing. So we're kind of just following the crowd and seeing how we get our visa and what the situation is. So I'll film whatever I can, and we'll kind of see how this goes down. Guys, so this is the out part of the Vietnamese immigration office. As you can see, it's not really anything. I'm really not sure what's going on here. But we are going to get stamped out, and I think we carry on walking across the border, get stamped in Laos, and then God knows what happens. Guys, so once you get stamped out of Vietnam, you carry on walking down a nondescript dirt road, which is what this is. And eventually I think you end up on the Laos side of the border, where the fun continues, and they stamp your passport in for Laos and probably try and extort loads of money off you. The Vietnamese side wasn't that bad. It was fucking chaotic, and you just have to like throw your passport at them, and then they do whatever they do for 5 minutes, and then they throw your passport back. So it wasn't as bad as it could have been. There's the Vietnamese border. They kept stopping me from filming when I was trying to film everything, so I didn't get any footage of the immigration border, but that's probably for the best because they probably would have arrested me. I'm now going to the Laos side, and we're going to try and get our visas there. So let's see what fun ensues on this side. Guys, so we made it through the Laos immigration. This is now Laos. There's the Laos flag up there. And we made it through the immigration. It was actually really quite good. The immigration service here was amazing. They didn't try and rip us off. We paid the $35 visa entry, which is, as far as I'm aware, because I read online, that's exactly how much it is. I'm freezing my absolute knackers off because it is freaking cold, and it's only 8 in the morning still. And now I've got hiccups. We're just waiting for our bus to come through, and then we're going to get back on the bus and endure another 10 hours of hell on the bus. So far it hasn't actually been that bad. I managed to get about 6 hours sleep on the bus. The sleeping pills just kind of knocked me out, which was pretty ideal. You're probably getting a really shaky view because I am freezing and I am shaking. But yeah, we got through the border easy enough. It's not actually that bad about border crossing this one. I'm not sure what border this is, but it really wasn't that bad. So back on the bus and back on the journey, or the hell ride. Guys, 16 hours on the bus and it still continues.
Getting in a 20 hours, yeah, we should be getting 3 o'clock. But at these things and plus we were sleeping, like put the engine stuff.
Guys, we made it to Laos. The 24-hour bus ride was pretty nightmarish, but if you've got enough sleeping pills, you can pretty much get through anything. And I managed to get about 14 hours sleep thanks to the sleeping pills, so I'm feeling pretty fresh. Celebrating with a beer Lao, which is the local Lao beer. We got to the bus station, had to get a tuk-tuk from the bus station, which cost like $2, which isn't really a problem at all. And there was about 10 of us who all endured the hellish bus ride. So I think we're all bonded for life because of that. We're going to grab a shower and then go out, grab some food, have a couple of drinks, and see what happens.